the Ghanaian fashion industry?
Well, the industry so far so good. It wasn't like this. You know how things are going. Designers, models, and other types of fashion. I think, yeah, I get it there.
Alright. Okay, so as a model trainer, right? Your model, a choreographer, everything. Okay, and a catwalk instructor.
Yeah.
So as a catwalk instructor, what do you think this conference is going to do for you?
Okay. Well, with me, I think we are okay. It's just that we bring people from other countries to this country, and when they come, they say we are doing a great job, but how to extend it is the problem. Yes, and people are not supporting the fashion, I would say. Just trying to make it work. But when it comes to the models, their problem too is having a model like a star, a movie star position, bringing them up is also a problem, aside the pageant. So, I mean, foiling how to bring the models out when it comes to our programs, that is where I am looking at. But with designers, I think they are okay.
Alright, so you think that the models are not being supported like they should be?
Yeah.
Like, you know, they have to be stars.
Sure.
That means in Ghana, they're just looking like regular people, like me and you.
I would say. You know, it's funny, unless they go out there to do something like Nokia Face of Africa or something, when they come down,
They have some
then
people
they're
who are
seen.
coming,
Yeah, but when you go out there, when you bring models from outside the country, you know, they do
Alright.
right enough. Where I think the problem depends on the event, depends on the event that will bring them out.
Alright, okay. Alright, thank you.
Welcome. Yeah, sure.
Okay, so as a model in the industry, right, what do you expect for the models, like, in the future, in the near future?
Well, I expect a lot because, you know, in Ghana, to be a model here is not easy. It's not a job. You just have to go around and stuff, and then later you earn less. Do you understand? So we expect more things.
Okay, so can I ask you like a very personal question? Like, as a model, I know you're a top model. Like, let's say in a month, how many jobs do you get?
Yeah, that's a serious one. It depends. It depends. Like starting of the year, we go do fashion shows and stuff. So it really continues. But getting to the middle of the year, nothing new. So we just have to eat and sleep at home.
So business of fashion conference, how do you think it's gonna help you as a model?
Well, so far as I'm here, hey, we're gonna speak our minds and then see how best we can do in the industry. So we're expecting about it.
Alright, so we hope they actually listen and do something about it for the models especially.
Exactly.
Alright, thank you very much and enjoy your conference. What's your name? Rosemary Campbell. Oh, okay. Oh, okay. So, what exactly do you do? Then I guess you will be the one that do this. I can see they're really pretty. I think I want one too. Anyway, as a fashion designer, okay, well you make beats, so you're also part of fashion. As a fashion designer, what do you think about fashion in Ghana?
Fashion in Ghana is growing slowly. And I think we have to have a lot more
A little more what?
competition.
Okay, a little more competition.
People don't like competition.
Okay.
As for example, wherever I go and I see either colleagues who do this, they just get annoyed when they see me finish. So I know what I'm saying. There's space, agreements here and there. But it's because they don't want competition. That's what happens. Obviously, you are a colleague doing something.
Okay. So what do you expect from this conference?
I hope at the end of this conference, anything that goes on here is going to be a great at the end.
Okay. Alright, so you believe it's going to help your own career, yeah, and also bring some more competition into the industry because you want competition to actually move. Alright then, thank you very much. That's all. Enjoy yourself. Hey, I love your beads. They're very, 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 very eye-catching. Did you make that yourself?
Yeah, myself.
Oh, how did I know that? I just guessed anyway. Oh, so you did the bag yourself too? Oh, can you actually show the camera your bag? Wow, wow, wow. So that means you work with beads, just beads. So apart from the bag,
I do business when wedding hats.
Oh, wedding hat fascinators and all that. Okay, so like when you top up this bag, right? How many days did it take you to, put this together?
At least 3 days.
At least 3 days. Oh, okay. So what's your name? Nanaotri. And what's the name of your company or your GA Designs? All right. So being in the Ghanaian fashion industry, do you come across any challenges like as you beat making?
Yeah, actually, I just entered the fashion, but the beats somehow, I first was like, especially the color, some order was the color. If you not get the color, then let you commit and go to
Okay. So basically, the availability of the colors is a problem. Okay, so what do you tend to get, or what do you really want to gain from the conference today?
Maybe networking and know more about fashion.
Oh, all right. So, okay, let's say you're a novice in bead making in the fashion industry. So, as a novice in bead making, do you know any other bead maker in the fashion industry apart from yourself?
Yeah.
Okay. All right, no problem. All right, thank you very much. Okay, can you tell us your name and what you do exactly?
My name is Vera Iduamini. I'm into shoes, quality shoes, and that's made in Ghana. And from Iduamini clothing.
Oh, okay. So, what do you think about the fashion industry in Ghana?
I think nowadays we really get to be there somewhere. I think if we continue like that, we'll be able to influence the whole world to start appreciating what we have here.
Okay, so business for fashion conference. What do you think you're gonna gain from it?
A lot, because as a fashion designer doesn't mainly know everything. And there's a platform where you can meet different kind of fashion designers. You can also get to know each other more, and then you can also meet your client as well at this place. And then you get to know certain things you don't know, certain rules that you don't have of fashion that you may not have known until now. So I think it's very, very beneficial to fashion designers.
All right, thank you very much, and I hope you get to meet some clients.
Hi,
What's your name and what do you do?
my name is Adi Damaran. I'm a student journalist.
Oh, okay, you're a student journalist, and you're here at the Business for Fashion industry. So, what do you think about the Ghanaian fashion industry?
Well, it's really good. They are really doing a lot for the industry, and I think the way forward is one of these conferences, for instance, it can bring together fashion designers.
All right, so do you think this is actually going to help the fashion industry in Ghana?
Yeah, I think it's going to help because, I mean, there's always strength in unity. So if they come together and they meet, they're able to find out their problems and fashion ideas, they can really make it big in the industry.
Okay, so can I ask you, like, who is one of your favorite designers in the world? Oh, you don't have any? Just waiting.
I don't have any.
All right, sure, no problem. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
A beautiful young lady standing beside me. What's your name? Your name is Jacqueline. Jacqueline, what do you think about the fashion industry in Ghana?
I think the fashion industry in Ghana is ramping up and needs to be put out there a little bit more because there are a lot of creative designers in Ghana that have not yet pushed themselves. I mean, there are a few. The names of Kofi and Q, Aqua, the Mali, a few other designers, but I'm not really out there yet. So.
Yeah. Okay, so how do you think this conference is actually going to help them, push yourself out there?
Well, definitely, it's a way to put yourself out there. It's a way to bring together creative people with ideas and ways to put out Ghanaian design, to be part of African design as well. Because there are places like South Africa that have
Their own thing, yeah.
and are very much so out there. So I think this is a step towards
Pushing them,
Ghanaian,
yeah.
not
Yeah,
for
all right.
fashion.
Okay, so are you Ghanaian?
No, No.
Okay, you're not Ghanaian. So do you have any like favorite Ghanaian designer?
Well, I do have a designer whom I happen to be wearing today.
Are you serious?
Yes.
It's made by a Ghanaian.
She's a Ghanaian designer, yes.
All right.
Her name is Damali.
The Marley.
Yeah, and she designed this jacket that I'm wearing.
That's nice. Can you just turn for the camera? It's really beautiful. You can't really believe it's from a Ghanaian, but I must say it's a good job. And from what you said, that there are a lot of people, but yet they haven't put themselves out there. This shows that it's true because I don't even know her. Well, thank you for that.
So we really appreciate you coming, honoring our invitation for the first ever fashion conference in Ghana. This is long overdue. We need a platform to bring us together, just to network, to deliberate, and to discuss about the fashion issue, about what is going on. Fashion is not all about passion. It's not all about entertainment. It's a career. And Fashion Mania PH was we are trying to celebrate our 4th year anniversary. So Fashion Mania PH was created a year ago. We've been promoting and projecting African fashion, not only in Ghana but African as a whole. But particularly, we pay more attention, at least 60% of our posts to Ghanaians in order to project them to outside world, just for them to see what is going on. That we have a lot of creativity in the house. So we have been doing that for the past 1 year, and we think, what can we do to celebrate the 1 year and to bring the people we've been working together. We have the models here, we have fashion designers here, we have photographers here, we have all the stakeholders in the fashion industry here. So if there's no way we can celebrate this, that's come together and see what is actually going on. We have been seeing what is going on in other parts of African countries. A lot of contracts. Not only people buying my clothes. There are so many corporate organizations there that are partnering fashion designers, partnering models. I'm not sure if any of our models can come out and post up any international deals. I'm very certain about that. So it's high time we come together and look at what is actually wrong with the system. This is an industry, it is a career, so which we need to discuss. That's why we are having some, in fact, I don't know how to call them, but these are special people, these are experienced people, these are the people that have been in the business for a very long time. So we are going to have 2 segments for the event. One, we have 2 guest speakers. We have Dr. Richard Watson from the University of Ghana, technology researcher from University and lecturer from the University of Ghana. Thank you so much, sir, for honoring our invitation, sir. And also we have Mr. Francis Manafort, the head of department fashion tester and design of Accra Polytechnic. Thank you so much for honoring our invitation. We are so honored to have you in our meeting. And apart from that, so that is the first section. Then the second section, so we'll be having an interaction because we know everybody here, we have 1 or 2 questions to ask, but we don't know who to direct this question to. But we have some people who started this fashion business and they've been somewhere, they've moved from one level to another. So they've been able to at least cross the bridge, which so many of us are trying to cross these days. So we'll be having them as the panelists. So I have some questions which I will direct to them. So you also, I believe you also have your own question, which you should also direct to them. Let them talk to us on how they've been able to do it so far to get to where they are at today. Let's see what we can learn from one another in order to move the industry forward. Thank you very much.
Okay, speech. I would like you all to listen carefully as he speaks, because there's going to be a question and answer session for him. So basically, as you're listening, prepare your questions for him. So we invited Mr. Francis Amenakwo, HOD, Fashion Design and Textile of Accra Polytechnic.
Discussion, because I think that there is very things we are going to talk about now that you might not have heard. Probably the new thing will be that it's me who is presenting it. So I'm going to talk on the topic of the business of fashion. You can see the content of what I'm doing. I have few slides, but I'll do a lot of fashion because that is what I'm paid to do. I teach, so I talk for money. So we're going to look at two definitions of fashion. We'll look at some examples of fashion products which I think we know. We shall also do some examples of the products. Have a classification of some of the fashion jobs as we talk about fashion as a business. We look at what is business in this concept. And at this context, we are looking at fashion as a business or a business of fashion. Then we shall also see examples of fashion businesses. A lot of them, but very few, not very Ghanaian, but I have a reason for that choice. As we get there, I will explain. Shall we go? Yes, I took these two definitions. The first one is that fashion is a way of dressing or behavior that is usual or popular. The popularity of this dressing or behavior is one of the factors. And the second one is a acceptable way of life of a group of people at a particular place and at a particular time. We all know that fashion is very sensitive to time and place. What is fashionable today among a certain group of people may not be fashionable among another group of people at a new position or location. So time and location are very, very important as far as fashion is concerned. Now we're looking at fashion products, and these groupings, as you can see, are my own groupings. In the area of fashion, we have design of apparels and accessories. We have production. We are looking at this as a business. We have the business aspect, which is the entrepreneurship aspect. We have education, fashion education, which is my area of specialization. We have fashion media or journalism in fashion. We also have fashion presentation or the business of presenting fashion, which we might call shows and exhibitions. These are the various divisions that I have done. Some of them overlap, so I think you bear with me. Now we are looking at typical examples of fashion items or fashion products. In fact, there are many, but I have a few on the board. Some of us will call it fashion, we call it sportswear or sports apparel. We have intimate apparel that are sometimes called labels, the clothes that are very close to the skin, or foundation garments. We have wedding apparel, or what we call in Ghana, bridals. We have evening wears. We have children's clothes. We have accessories. And with accessories, we can have what we call millinery, and they are classified differently. So we have handbags, coats, t-shirts, shoes, sunglasses. These are just specific examples of some of the fashion products. Now, this classification is in line with job types or job profiling. Because sometimes people come and say they want to study fashion, but they are not sure if they can find a job when they finish. And so I look at this as fashion jobs, and I've also classified them. The first group is expertise and consultancy. You talk to some people, they tell you I'm a fashion expert, I'm a fashion consultant, I'm a fashion advisor. There are people who are personal advisors, especially high-profile people. We have people called celebrities, first ladies, presidents, ministers, people who have some money to spend and they want to be unique. It is a business of advising these people because the fashion professional knows the right materials, the right clothes, the right accessories at the right time. So let's look at the second group. The second group of fashion job is the educational area. If you look on board our altered or alternated lecturer and faculty in some countries, the teaching job is referred to as a faculty, especially with America. So there is somebody who says I'm a fashion professor, fashion school proprietor. He owns the school. That is a business. That is a fashion business. So even though the person might not be producing fashion products, he's training people in the area of fashion. Then somebody manages the school that is owned by another person. It's also a fashion business. And those who work over there, we have a fashion professor and an adjunct fashion instructor, fashion lecturer or faculty, fashion designer. All these are teaching positions in the fashion school, including the accessories designer or sometimes technologist who teaches how to construct. Then we also have the fashion merchandising faculty. We have the fashion illustration or fashion illustrator who also does a teaching job. Another very important one is the fashion styling faculty, usually in the area of presentation. The stylist is the one who handles the appearance for the purpose of marketing of the fashion products. Let's go. Now, in the area of entrepreneurship, which is even the mother of the business, if I should put it that way, everything about fashion is actually business. In fact, fashion itself is business. It's not like one of the single subjects that we study at school. Because those who go into the area of fashion, they know that in the fashion there are courses or there are subjects, but almost every one of them leads to a particular profession. So, in the area of entrepreneurship, one can be a fashion stylist, and that is a full-time job. A fashion merchandiser, or selector, or the person who sells fashion products. We have a fashion store manager, quality control officer. Yes, a lot of apparels on the market. If you have a very good quality control officer, these things will not have moved out of the factory because one of them can just spoil your business, just as one can make your business. We have the fashion design, or those who are in the production. It's either design or production. The word intern is just those probably under training, but it could also be a full-time job. Then we have fashion sales executive. Then we have fashion wholesale or planning manager, especially where you are on the large scale of the fashion business. Now, one very important and a very new area is the digital sales associate or digital sales person. A lot of businesses have moved from buildings and they are onto the internet or they are into the electronic media. There are people who are specialized in the e-commerce and they know they have the knowledge and skill of how to do it on the internet, and they are described as a digital sales person or associate. Then we have fashion and costume marketing. We are fashion pricing specialists. A lot of us at the beginning when we start production, we are unable to sell our products because it is very difficult. It's difficult to price what we have made. We
put very little value on our time, energy, and what goes into production. So pricing it becomes a problem. And people are specialized in these areas, and that is their job. And they do it very, very well. Sometimes they sell it way, way beyond what you would have done it yourself. Then we also have branding, which is a bigger area, especially for big companies. And even for small ones who want to be unique, there are people who are in charge of branding. So we call them brand managers. Sometimes some of these advertising companies put in advert, they are looking for branding or brand manager. Every company that is branded is easy to market. We also have a fashion advisor. There are people who do research on the business of fashion. So they can advise on what products are going to sell, at what time, since fashion is sensitive to time and places, sometimes even to the client, age and sex, also factors. So the fashion advisor can do a lot of that. Then the fashion illustrator, there are people who are into fashion magazines and catalogs and advertising, writing of fashion books, and even there is an aspect of illustration which goes into photography. And the camera is very good for doing this illustration for the purpose of sales. Then there are people who are doing something close to what their fashion advisor would do sometimes, and they are called the forecasters. But as the seasons and the times change, the taste for color and the desire for color changes from time to time. And there are people who go into this area of research, and then they come out with what colors, what fabrics that are becoming fashionable in maybe 6 months, 1 year, 2 years to come. And this is a very good job if you have good taste and skills in color work. You can take that. Then those who make patterns, yes, for commercial or large-scale production of apparel, the pattern maker becomes very handy because that person changes creative ideas into what we call technical materials for the purpose of mass production. And so the pattern maker is also very important, and it's a job a lot of people do, because not everybody can change sketches and designs into patterns. Then there is also one person between the pattern maker and also the machinist. That is the sample maker or the test copy maker. That person must be very, very creative. That person changes sketches or ideas that are not complete into real fashion products. And this level makes the work easier for those who are going to do the machining. And then we also have the machinists. The machinists, I'm sorry to say, they are the ones who are making the seams. They put the pieces together. And people are employed and they are paid for the number of seams they are able to do, the number of pieces they put together. In some factory setups, they have what we call division of labor. Somebody is only making pockets, somebody is making the colors, and somebody is joining the side seams, and so you need somebody who has very good skills in straight, good, accurate stitches. In fact, it's not all kinds of stitches that can make a good design. So you can have a very good design, especially where the seams are on the front side, which is most of the time seen. The stitches are not good. Sorry, you will make a good product. And so in the area of entrepreneurship, there is a lot of job over there. Then in the area of media in the sense of publicizing fashion work, we have what is normally we call fashion journalism. There are people who are very good in that. And they put all the fashion products together in the form of a book. I have seen some going around. We also have the editorial team or persons in charge of the editorial work. They are the ones who supervise what goes out and have to make sure that they are placed properly. And we have seen photography. Photography is in many, many forms. And the fashion photography is one of the things maybe we have to work on a lot. Because in our school, when our students finish their work, it comes to presentation. You you realize that there is a lot of trouble in how they present good work. Sometimes the work may not be very, very good, but with a very good photographer, you see the work and say, wow. But when you look at the actual products, is that what I saw in the magazine? Yeah, so the creative photographer could be good to the fashion business. Then we also have fashion articles. I mean, people who write on fashion, like what is happening this evening. Those who have the requisite skills and knowledge. When you see this in maybe a print media tomorrow, you will be shocked. There are people who contribute to what you find in the magazines, as to articles on what materials are there, what accessories are in, what is the taste of fashion consumers. I'm sorry, I have to do time. Then there are other people who are again in the media in connection with Fashion Week. In Ghana, we don't have Fashion Week. I'm sorry. There have been attempts, but what we have is not a Fashion Week. For instance, in the Netherlands, everybody knows when there is a Fashion Week in the calendar of from January to December. And so if you want to have a program that will coincide with the Fashion Week, you are sure that you are doing it either in August or you are doing it in June, when there is a good weather. Maybe this is the beginning of creating the Fashion Week and make it accepted.
No, we have some.
You have some? Okay, well then I'm here to learn, because I know there was one Fashion Week that took place at the International Conference Center. We participated. Shortly after that, something else happened. Then I saw another Fashion Week. And I don't have that one.
Fashion design.
Okay, maybe discussion time. We may put all Fashion Weeks in Ghana together in one basket. And we also have fashion advertising. Maybe that is also a specialized area that, when done properly, we can take advantage of that. Then fashion newspapers. What I have seen, I'm sorry, is most of the time in the middle of Spectator or Mirror, they'll put something there. But I think we can have something bigger than that. But it's also a business that people can take up as fashion promoters. Then also critiquing. There are people who are known in a profession of criticizing. They read about good fashion work, and so they can make contributions as to what is constructive criticism on fashion products. So that if you are a designer and you have finished with your collection, you can invite these people, have coffee or whatever, talk about the work, let them make an input. And that is also a paid business. Sorry, let me see. Yeah, so what is business? Maybe I should have talked about this before. I looked through and I saw that this is what I read on the net, that fashion is also known as an enterprise or a firm. And so if I was talking about entrepreneurship, then it means that anything that you can do with apparels and accessories, that it becomes a business, then that will be considered as fashion business. Then it's a business also owned by multiple individuals. They be referred to as a company, probably in Ghana or most of the time. When it is big, we call it a company. When it is small, we don't call it a company. But I think that, well, it's a SME, okay, small and medium scale businesses. But whatever it is, it's a business. Because the fashion business, if you read about some of the successful ones, they tell you they started one sewing machine in a garage or even in a sitting room. I know of one company in the Netherlands, they are in the manufacture of industrial clothes. It was an inherited business from the father with one single sewing machine. And they have a complete setup. They have their orders made in China and they distribute. They design it in their shop. So who is an entrepreneur? Maybe I want to look at that. And from this definition, that is the individual who organizes the business and is ready to take a risk. I think that is also one of the problems with starting a fashion business. that we are not sure will make it. And so the entrepreneurial aspect is missing, and it doesn't become a business. What we encourage our students sometimes to do is that you can team up. Because fashion is a business, it is not easy for one person to run a fashion business. So if you team up, somebody is very good in design, another is very good in production, another one is good in presentation, and maybe sales. Then as a team, you can promote a fashion business. Let's see. Now, I've gone out to look at some fashion businesses and how they have been aided to succeed. An example is the business of fashion, which is an academy in Nigeria, which is established in 2004. And some of the features of this is that it is by Nigeria in one place exhibition. It's a show. At that exhibition, you are bound to find almost everything Nigerian to buy. And there is also an academy, which is a learning aspect of it. And what they do is that they put up a competition that people contest and they are invited, and then they are assisted. And because of that, there is a bank that supports this. In fact, I read this, I'm not a Nigerian, and I haven't been to Nigeria before, and I may be wrong, but this is what I found out that, yes, I will look at another thing, that there is a bank that supports the industry of garment and textiles. And if we can have that in Ghana, we can go a lot of places. Let's. Now, there is another one called Fashion Industry Network. Now, this one is it's a network like what is happening today. It's a setup, and the aim is that it will want to create a network for fashion industry, so that it creates a platform. We share fashion design ideas, styling, and everything about fashion or apparel. And that is also a business, or it's a network of doing fashion business. Shall we look at? I tried to look at this one, which was common some time ago. It's either called AGUA or the President's Special Initiative. But I don't know if it was the President's Special Initiative, but the AGUA is a bigger one, which is Clinton's initiative in 2000 for countries in what they call the sub-Saharan countries. An opportunity for exporting products from Africa into the US market at it's a duty-free. You don't pay tax on bringing them to the American market. And out of that, there was this Trade and Investment Framework Agreement that was signed. Ghana signed to it. And so, because of that, these two
page. Can you categorize it? Can you identify any Ghanaian photographer who has liked your page, who takes an eye on your new designs? Can you identify any model or any blogger who is just looking for the new idea that you have? If you can't, then I think you have to unlike a number of them.
That's your butt to the copyright office and copyright your stuff. Because of laziness or just plain old, I don't know, I don't want to know, I don't think I want to deal with that type of business, then you go ahead and you blast your stuff. You have not protected your backside. So what do you?
So in a year we come up with like 400 or more designs in a year. So it's difficult. We can't actually copyright all the designs that we do. So that's why you find a lot of fake copies on the market. People come up with all kinds of designs that's supposed to look like Udine, and they give it other names like Udina, and Udine itself is very funny.
As a blogger, I think it's been quite difficult to communicate with some models and some designers. You know, you email them and it's like after a week, no reply. You have to write on their Facebook wall, "Hi, please check your inbox." And it's like
they are online, they are posting up somebody and she's just doing a copyright of another designer stuff. Just draw her attention. If you come to my gallery and you want to do Christy Brown or Mina's dress or Diabe's dress, I tell you no. Because I work with a concept. They work